Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, I'll be ranking and reviewing every single business in Grand Theft Auto Online. There's quite a few of them, and Rockstar has buffed and nerfed some of them. For example, the Cayo Perico heist was nerfed literally just 2 weeks ago, and we've had buffs to air freight and vehicle cargo. We've got a new business being the Acid Lab to throw into the rankings, so there is quite a bit of businesses that have been added and thrown about. So hopefully you enjoy today's video. If you do, make sure to click that subscribe button. About 80% of you that watch my content aren't subscribed, and since this video is going to take a while to mess with, hopefully you do enjoy it. Let's start off simple with the motorcycle club businesses. These are by far some of the biggest wastes of money that you can spend in Grand Theft Auto Online. They have a high chance of being raided, they don't make that much money, and the sale missions take so long that you'd be better off just doing an active business. So overall, the motorcycle club businesses are a general waste of money. I've made many videos talking about in the past why they're bad. I'll link one in the description if you want a full expanded view why. But let's start off with the document forgery, which goes to a waste of money. The document forgery, even for people that participate in motorcycle clubs, really has no standing whatsoever. It is just a pile of trash. It's gonna lose you way more money than you'd ever make, and the amount of time it takes to do the sale missions, you could literally just do payphone hits, and you probably make more money. So document forgery, complete waste of money. The weed farm as well is gonna go into a waste of money. It's not the worst thing ever. It actually finishes its product pretty fast, but once again, the sale missions are pretty bad. The amount of effort you're putting in and the amount of money you're spending on the business, plus the upgrades, is gonna take you weeks and weeks to just earn back profit on the actual cost of the business. And at that point, I just can't really recommend to buy it. The cash factory will go into meh. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not good. It's pretty mediocre on the amount of money it's going to make you. Once again, you have to deal with the raids. You have to worry about LJT randomly calling you or a ghost raid. You know, those things are all problems. Again, the sale missions take a while, but the cash factory isn't the worst. Sorry about that, just had a package delivered and my doggo was going crazy. But let's make our way to the math lab, which is also going into the meh category. Once again, just like the cash, the math lab is going to take a lot of money to upgrade. It's going to cost you around $2+ million, and that's even if you buy the cheapest location in Sandy Shores, which I would recommend, as that is the best location to sell into the city. Once again though, the sale missions are the major problem. You either get post-op vans or trash masters, which are the garbage trucks, and they're going to take you at least 25 to around 30 minutes to complete. Plus, you can't sell in public lobbies to get that high demand bonus because, well, you gotta be worried that people might blow up your product. I really just don't see much profit being made with any of the motorcycle club businesses, and that's why they really don't make it into even the mid category. Well, that's apart from one, and that is the Coca-Cola lockup. The cola is actually not that bad. It's not what I would consider great by any means, but it still does actually have some decent payouts. It can make around $90,000 an hour, which is pretty good, especially if you can compare it to a lot of the other passive businesses like the bunker. It's not terrible. Again, though, you do got to worry about the sale missions. So if you can weigh through the sale missions and you still want to participate in motorcycle club businesses, the Coke lockup is by far the best. That's factual. It's going to give you the biggest payout, and it gives you the most money hourly. The other ones I would really recommend to stay away from, as they're not going to be worth your time or money, but as I said, the Coke is actually not too bad. So out of the motorcycle club businesses, we arrive to the CEO businesses. Let's start off with special cargo, which is going to go into the mid category. Now this is for a couple reasons. Let's start off with the easiest of reasons, which is it costs money to fill your warehouses. It costs around $700,000 to fill a single large warehouse. That's a decent chunk of money. You have 5 large warehouses. That means to fill them all, it's going to cost you around $3.5 million. Let's say that, I don't know, an player on your public lobby because you're trying to get that high demand bonus doesn't like you. Well, that sucks for you, because if you're in the Titan or some very slow vehicle trying to make that extra bit of cash, it might just get blown up and you will lose all of the cargo. It's not like the motorcycle club or the bunker, where if you lose one vehicle, you can just load into a new lobby and get 95% of your product back. If you lose your product in special cargo, it is all gone. Because of that, yeah, you're basically screwed. So you got to be very careful. That's the first thing. The second thing about special cargo that makes it mid-tier is that it actually doesn't give you that much hourly. I don't remember what the exact amount of profit was, but I think it was around $600,000-$700,000 an hour, which really isn't that much, especially for how much effort you're putting in. Because you got to remember, you're paying $18,000 to source the 3 crates, plus you've got to add that into the sale mission count. If you're selling in a public lobby, it does make more, but it's not really that much money for how much effort you're putting in, especially when there's newer and better businesses available. Don't get me wrong, special cargo can be great. Like this week, you can make double money on the sale missions, which is insane. You can make $6.6 million in a public lobby. So it can be really good. But to be fair, you can make that argument for any business and say, well, when the hangar's double money, it's really good. So overall, I would put CEO Cargo as a mid-tier business. It's really not that good on actually making money. It's only good for those try-hard grinders that want to leave crates sitting and just wait for a double money weekend. Now we arrive to the other type of cargo, vehicle cargo. This one is also, once again, going to make it into the mid-tier. It's not bad for a couple reasons. First of all, you have these special vehicles, which are stored inside of the downstairs area. This is really nice, specifically the Phantom Wedge, because the Phantom Wedge can be used in the kosatka, which allows you to complete getting the long fin mission a lot faster. So that's the first thing. Using the Phantom Wedge is fantastic. But vehicle cargo is actually pretty decent on payout. Rockstar, in the later updates of the game, has made it so now vehicle cargo gets a high demand bonus. And because it's actually one of the easiest businesses to sell in a public lobby, it's pretty decent on money. You can make upwards of $700,000 an hour, and if you pair that with payphone hits, it's not too bad. So I wouldn't say vehicle cargo is amazing, but it is very fun. That's one of the things I really like about the business. It's fast paced because you're always driving vehicles. You're trying not to damage them. You got to customize them. So if there's ever cars you wanted to try out and mess with, it would actually be a pretty good business because you can customize them for free and make some profit. So I actually really like vehicle cargo. I think it's one of the more exciting businesses still available in the game. I do wish Rockstar would add more cars to it, especially a lot of the newer cars. But apart from that, it's still a really good business. It's fun, but it's definitely nothing amazing. It just goes into the mid-tier. The arcade is the first business to actually make it into the amazing category. Why is this a business so good? Well, it's because you are able to access all of your other businesses from the arcade. I can go and access my nightclub. I can go and access my bunker, my motorcycle clubs, my special cargo. And this is great because it means that I don't need to travel across the map to restock my businesses. I can just go to one property, restock them all, and leave. Plus, it also has the casino heist, which is a really fantastic way of making money. While your Cayo Perico heist is on cooldown, if you do have a friend, you can also do the casino heist back to back, Cayo Perico Casino, and you'll be making easily $2+ million an hour. So because of that, the arcade is just an amazing business. It's not only got a heist tied with it, but it also has the ability to control all of your other businesses. It even better than that also has a passive business, and it makes you $5,000 every 48 minutes for life. That's not an insane amount of money, but if you play GTA as much as I do, that's actually not bad. I mean, put in a couple hundred hours worth of time in the game, and that's a couple $1 million just for free. So overall, the arcade is just a really fantastic business. Easily one of the best for controlling things and making a bunch of money on the side. Next up, you have the bunker. This is going into great. It's actually the first passive business to make it in the great. Why is it so good? Well, first of all, the sale missions are pretty easy if you do the business correctly. My suggestion, as I say in every video, is only sell when you have one resupply's worth. It should be about $215,000 when you sell to Los Santos. The reason why is because you're always only going to get one vehicle. And what this means is that the sale missions are easy and fast to complete, while still giving you a decent payout. The when you decide to sell with more than one vehicle when it comes to the bunker, it can get very sus because of the fact the missions with the deliveries can be very hard. For example, the one where you have buggies and you have to go do separate drop-offs are terrible once you have 2 or 3 buggies, and it's actually impossible to complete with one person. It gets even worse when you make it over to the Insurgent one where you have to kill a bunch of Merryweather people, and sometimes the Merryweather guys will get stuck and drive off the wrong side of the road, and you'll have to go chase them down and kill them. That one also sucks. So yeah, usually it's very smart just to sell one resupply with the bunker and then wait an hour or 2 and then do it once again over and over. That's how I suggest to run the business. That way it's actually really good. The bunker is also fantastic because it can get you special customized vehicles like the weaponized Tampa or the Insurgent Pickup Custom, the Oppressor. So the bunker's got a lot of really good things going for it, and these are obviously the major reasons why it goes into the great category. Not only is it one of the highest earning passive businesses, but it's also really easy to run. Plus, it almost never gets raided. I don't even own the security upgrade on my bunker, and it's literally never been raided. So it's just a really good business in general. Next up, we arrive to the Arena Workshop. Yeah, this one is going to go into the meh category. The reason it gets to meh is because there are actually some decent vehicles that arrive with your arena that you need to customize. The arena itself is pretty cheap, especially when it's on discounts. It's only like $500,000, and the vehicles that come with it are actually really good, like the Sasquatch, the Imperator, and most specifically the ZR380. Really good. They're incredibly fast. I mean, heck, the ZR380 goes 140 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest sports cars in the game. However, when it comes to actually making money, the arena is completely worthless. I mean, I don't think I've done a single arena mission just because they're a waste of time. Why would I do that when I can go do a simple payphone hit and make more money? I mean, sure, you can level up your arena and do certain things, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter. I would highly recommend just to buy the arena if you want to get the vehicles and not actually participate in the arena work itself. Next up, we arrive at the hangar, which is going to go into a, you know what? Actually, I'm going to put it in a great. I know this is weird because the hangar itself is not a great business for making hourly income. It's actually pretty mediocre, but the reason it's going into great is down to the fact that it's a single vehicle sale mission. If you do the new missions that are really easy, the land missions, and you pair that with the land sale mission, you're always guaranteed a single vehicle. And because of this, it is very easy to sell the hangar in public lobbies, increasing the amount of money you can make hourly by basically 50%. So I actually have been liking the hangar quite a bit lately. Not to mention you own a lot of aircraft. You can own the Rogue, the F-160 Raiju, and upgrade all these vehicles. And these are obviously massively important for completing missions faster, for survivability in public sessions. So the hangar is actually a really good business, not necessarily just because of the money you can make with it, but also because of the fact that it just has really good vehicles to get your hands on and use for other businesses. So yeah, the hangar is actually going to make it in the great. I'm surprised because I'm pretty sure my last tier list it wouldn't have made it outside of meh, but yeah, after Rockstar updated it and made the sale mission super easy, which was one of the major problems, it's actually just a really solid business. We have the facility, which is going to go into the meh category. The facility has some cool vehicles. You can buy the Kanjali or the terrible RCV. You can get the Thruster. These are pretty cool vehicles, plus you can own the Mammoth Avenger. However, there are some problems with the facility, and it is mostly that the heists just aren't that good anymore. Rockstar even increased the payouts with the heists, and they still aren't that good. The heists themselves are really hard to do. Compare the Doomsday heists to something like the Cayo Perico, and I would say it's 3 times, 4 times harder. Fighting the Juggernauts alone is a pain in the butt. They might just randomly kill you and headshot you. That's annoying as it is. Add that into the fact the facility's really expensive to actually get your hands on. And yeah, it's just not that great. The only thing I can really say is good about the facility is owning the Deluxo, one of the best vehicles in the game. But even then, you just don't get the trade price. And at that point, the amount of money you save not buying the facility, you can just buy a Deluxo right out of the gate. So yeah, it's a pretty mediocre business. I can't say there's anything impressive about it. It's staying in the meh category. The nightclub, now that is easily an amazing business. Why is the nightclub so good? Well, it has 2 separate passive incomes. It has the nightclub popularity income, which is $50,000 every 48 minutes, $62,500 an hour. And it also has the passive business where it literally just accrues money in the background and you just have to do the sale missions. And the best part about the sale missions is that it is always a single vehicle and it's a weaponized vehicle that you get to customize yourself. So yeah, the nightclub's just amazing. It makes a lot of money hourly. I think if you combine both passive incomes, it's about $140,000, and it almost never gets raided. So it's just an amazing business. Plus you can store up to like, what, 30 vehicles inside the nightclub garage, which is really nice. So it's just amazing. It's by far the best passive business in the game because of all the great things it has going for it. So easily, I would highly recommend anybody to buy the nightclub, even beginners, just because of how good it is. Then we obviously arrive to the kosatka. This is also going into the amazing category. I would have made another category like a super amazing, but yeah, the kosatka is just amazing. It's, even after the nerf, the best way of making money in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's just so good. You can make easily around $1 million an hour just by doing the Cayo Perico heist. And if you do the heist enough, you'll know the pathing correctly, which I've showcased in the past, and you can easily complete the heist and all the setups in around 40 minutes. So it's really easy, super fun, and yeah, just always the kosatka is one of the best businesses in the game. We have the acid lab, and I was gonna say this is the final business, but I've realized that we're actually missing the agency. So I'm gonna talk about the acid lab and then I'll throw the agency in right at the end. So the acid lab is also another amazing business. It's a tricky one. I'm actually gonna put it into amazing. I previously was thinking about putting it in great. But the reason it's going into amazing, first of all, it's free. If you literally do the first dose missions, you can get the acid lab completely free. And if you complete the last dose missions, you get a $2 million Amani Tech supercar for free as well. So that alone right there is well worth the amount of time spent. Add that into the fact that the upgrades for the acid lab are super cheap, only about $500,000, and add that into the fact that the acid lab is a single vehicle sale mission and it can never get raided. Plus, you can once daily double the production value of your acid lab by boosting the progress. It's just fantastic. It's a super simple business. Like, sure, it doesn't make an insane amount of money. It makes about the same as like the cash factory hourly. But the thing is that it's just a consistent flow of money. It's super easy to do the sale missions, and it's just free money, essentially. The best thing about the Acid Lab is that you can call Mutt on the phone and resupply the business. This is the first business in the game that you can do this. I don't know why you can't do it with your other ones. It's really annoying, but the fact that you can call Mutt and resupply your business on the phone makes it so efficient, because you literally never have to go to your Acid Lab. You just call Mutt, resupply it, and then maybe 2 hours later, go do the sale mission. And then go back on your merry ways, and then call Mutt on the phone. It's just so good because of that. So easily the Acid Lab makes it into the amazing category. Then we arrive to the agency, which I have used literally the worst PNG ever for. It's supposed to look like this, which is actually like a normal PNG. It's got the building and then, you know, Franklin and the properties, but yeah, I kind of just cut them all off and put them into a big old square. But either way, the agency is fantastic. Why? Well, it's got a couple different amazing ways of making money. First of all, we have the payphone hits. This is going to pay you $75,000 each time you complete a successful hit. They only take you about 3 minutes to complete, so payphone hits alone are amazing. But it gets better. We also have the security contracts. These are going to pay you around $50,000 to $80,000 on completion, and they make you passive income every 5 you complete. If you complete 200 agency contracts, are going to make $20,000 every 48 minutes. And you never have to do anything. It's not like the nightclub where you have to keep your popularity up. You literally never have to lift a single finger, and the agency will make money. $20,000. And that's a lot when you think about it. So I would highly recommend, just for those reasons alone, to get the agency. But it gets even better. Then you arrive to the VIP contract for Dr. Dre, which will pay you $1 million every time you complete it. And it only takes about an hour and 10 to 20 minutes for the average player to complete. So again, just another amazing addition to making money. So the agency's basically got a heist, it's got passive income, and it's got aggressive income, all combined in the one, plus the pay and phone hits. I mean, it's just such a good business. It's so good. When you add that into the fact it also comes with a 26 car garage or something like that, And you can upgrade Amani Tech vehicles in it, which are the best armored cars basically in the game, paired with the free Super Voltio helicopter. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I would rank it just as high up as the Kosatka at this point. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is my tier list in Grand Theft Auto Online of all the businesses. Obviously, certain players will agree and disagree with what I say, but overall, the ones that go into amazing are obviously the ones that I would highly recommend to buy. The ones that go in the great are pretty good, and the ones that are in mid, I would also say aren't bad if you want some extra side cash. But meh and below, I really wouldn't suggest to invest your money into. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.